Now back to Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis.
And welcome back to Inside West Virginia Politics. We've heard the side against right to work here in West Virginia. Now we're going to hear the pro side. Joining us is Danielle Waltz. She represents the West Virginia Workplace Freedom Coalition. Did I get that right?
You did. Thank you for having me, Mark.
We'll see at the end of the segment if I still remember this, a long title. You guys were supportive when right to work was passed into law 3 plus years ago. Why?
We were supportive because we really want West Virginia to be open for business, and we want West Virginia to be a place where employees can have and keep a job regardless of their affiliation with the union. It was really critical back 3 years ago, which is hard to believe, in 2016 when this law originally passed. We had people from manufacturing, we had the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Industry Council, construction groups that were all supportive of this passing in West Virginia. So, you know, it's unfortunate that we still haven't reached a final resolution, but we think we'll get there soon.
Well, we've been talking about Judge Bailey at the circuit court level, of course, overturned right to work. She says it's unconstitutional. Everyone fully expects this is going to the state Supreme Court and perhaps beyond. You know, what's your legal argument for overturning her decision?
Candidly, no other court, no other final court in the United States of America has ever found what was found in that decision. The law has been found to be constitutional in a number of other states, and we feel confident that that same ruling will happen at our West Virginia Supreme Court.
How many states have right to work, and what's the benefit been over the years?
So 27 states, including West Virginia, have a right to work law. The benefit over the years of those states have traditionally had higher wages and traditionally have shown that when looking at developing in those states, it's something that companies look at when they go to locate. And right now, West Virginia just simply still isn't all the way there to checking that box because there's been a legal challenge for the last 3 years.
Yeah. So have we not seen any benefit from these laws being on the books because of the legal challenge?
I don't want to say we haven't seen any benefit. I think that it has been out there, but the challenge you have is there's these ongoing negotiations between employers and employees, and there's a real lack of clarity. And what businesses want is predictability, and we're hopeful that the ruling from the West Virginia Supreme Court will allow that predictability and, you know, really allow West Virginia to jumpstart its economy using this as one of its tools.
When I was much younger, I grew up in Milwaukee, a big industrial, big union town, and what we saw was a lot of our big factories and businesses moved to places like Kentucky and Georgia and Tennessee because they were right-to-work states, sure, and it was more advantageous for those companies to operate in those states. I guess what I'm asking is, I mean, that was 30, 40 years ago. Is West Virginia too late to the process, being the 27th state?
I don't think it's ever too late to indicate that you're open for business. And over the last several years, West Virginia has done a lot of things to make itself more attractive because, we've been ranked 50th in so many things. And so you've seen some legal reform, you've seen this reform. And so I think, people's eyes are finally opening to West Virginia being a place that is a good place to do business. And we're hopeful that once this final ruling happens, it helps West Virginia be even more attractive to people to look to locate here.
We should mention you're a lawyer by trade. Tell us where this can go. Does it end at the state Supreme Court, or is there perhaps a federal appeal in here as well?
Certainly there always could be a challenge to the United States Supreme Court. I don't think we're quite there yet, but if that were to be something that happened, I think that court has indicated, at least with its ruling in Janus as it relates to public employees, how it feels about the right to work concept. And so it should be interesting to see if it were to get to that level, but we're just hopeful that the battle will end with the West Virginia Supreme Court.
By the way, the other side is arguing that at least 2 members of the West Virginia Supreme Court should recuse themselves and step down from the case. House Speaker Tim Armstead presided over this when it was passed. He's now a justice. Evan Jenkins was a member of the legislature, a member of Congress, and they think he should step aside too. Do you think those 2 should disqualify themselves or no?
I don't think that's something for me to opine on. I think that justices and judges have their own code of judicial ethics that will guide whether they should or should not recuse themselves.
You have a prediction as to what's going to happen? I know lawyers don't like to look into the crystal ball, but...
I think from this standpoint that how the court should rule, it's across the United States, it is abundantly clear that right-to-work laws have been held up, and I think that's really what the focus should be. West Virginia does not need to be outside the norm. West Virginia needs to stay in the norm and rule how every other state or federal court has taken up the issue.
All right, we'll continue to watch this case as it moves through the courts. We want to thank Danielle Waltz from the West Virginia Workplace Freedom Coalition.
Got it.
I got it. Thanks for being here, Danielle.
Thank you.
And we're going to have more of Inside West Virginia Politics after this break. Stay